Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting for May 21st, 2018 is now in session. Would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, good morning. To my right is Vice President Commissioner Barb Lewis, and to my left is fellow Commissioner Jeff Benton, our County Administrator Mike Cromer, and our clerk today, Jennifer Walraven. With that, let's begin.
Resolution number 18-540, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held May 17th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-540. Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment or elected official comment today, so that brings us to item number 4, resolution number 18-541. In the matter of approving purchase orders and announce certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0518.
So move.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-541. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Sorry. Resolution number 18-542, in the matter of approving travel expense request.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-542. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-5, I guess I should put exclamation. We're going to pull the first community enhancement resolution grant there into Monday, or to Thursday, and we're gonna go with just the resolution for the veteran services right now. So resolution number 18-543, in the matter of approving community enhancement grants for Vietnam Veterans America, Chapter 1095.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-543. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-544, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for the Pines Section 1, Phase A and B.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag with the Regional Sewer District. This is for a single-family home subdivision. It is on Old State Road, just north of Cheshire, and there's 87 homes in this phase. Recommend your approval of the plan.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-544. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-545, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer subdividers agreement for Sycamore Trail.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
This is one of our standard sanitary subdividers agreements. There's 18 lots in this subdivision located on Africa Road, just north of, just south of 3637.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-545. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-546, in the matter of approving service agreement with Power Solutions Group LTD for removal and replacement of surge arresting relays, medium voltage switchgear repairs, and breaker and underground cable testing at Regional Sewer District facility.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
This is for us to repair a switch that was that shorted out when we had a cold spell last winter. There was a water line that was actually an overhead water line at the Lower Scioto treatment plant above all of our electrical units. The water line froze, burst, shorted out the entire system, which caused the generator switch to no longer work. So we're going to have Power Solutions come out and fix that switch. That way, if there isn't a power outage, we'll be able to have the backup power automatically transfer over. Currently, we have to go out and manually turn a switch over if there
Was
is.
the water line in a heated area or not?
It was actually above, they had a drop ceiling. It was above the drop ceiling and was not heated up there. So we went through the whole plant and taken out those drop ceilings in areas where they have water lines overhead, and we actually disconnected that line because it goes out back and it's in an area that we would never use that water line anyways. So we've taken care of the issue, but yeah, there was it was kind of confusing as to why there was a water line there in the first place.
Well, I was debating, do I say that or not? I just let it go? It seems like poor design perhaps, or?
Perhaps, yes.
Yeah, traditionally they're in the slab, but I think there was some value engineering that took place out there, and that was one of the items to try to make the construction
So
cheaper.
We also have a little bit of fee in this contract in case if we do have any issues with some of our high voltage equipment, then we'll have Power Solutions already under contract and have their insurance on file, so that we're not just calling someone and having them come out and fix something without insurance on hand.
Any questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-546. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-547, in the matter of authorizing the use of a procurement card for the Regional Sewer District.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion?
This is a P card for our lead construction manager, one of our senior level engineers that oversees a lot of our inspectors and oftentimes need to purchase things for the field guys. So recommend your approval.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-547. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-548, in the matter of approving a waiver for Smart Bill LTD to release sewer bill data to Jack Trade Incorporated on behalf of the Olentangy local schools.
So moved.
Second.
You said Jack, you meant
Oh,
Jade.
Jade.
Jade
Okay.
Track.
I think he laughed.
Sorry.
Or I would have let it go.
I gotta start wearing my glasses.
So with that,
So Jade Track is Olentangy's third-party vendor who analyzes all of their utility bills. And Olentangy requested that we provide the sewer bill directly to Jade Track. And we use our vendor is Smart Bill, who does all of our billing. They requested that we sign a waiver allowing them to give the sewer bills directly to Jade Track. So recommending your approval.
any questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-548. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-549, in the matter of adopting a resolution declaring a necessity and the intent of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners to appropriate property.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. This resolution is relating to our Lewis Center and North Road proposed improvements. We've been unable to reach settlement with two of the property owners. This action would allow us to deposit the appraised amount with the court and proceed with the project and continue to negotiate to settle these parcels.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-549. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-550, in the matter of approving owner's agreement for Berlin Manor, Section 1.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, excuse me, discussion?
This is a new subdivision located off of Cheshire Road, north side of Cheshire Road in Berlin Township. Includes 34 lots. This is our standard owner's agreement for the streets and the stormwater improvements, and we're recommending your approval.
Where on Cheshire is this, Rob?
Right near the Berlin Township
Building?
Township Hall.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Any questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-550. Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-551, in the matter of approving general engineering services agreement 2018-1 for services as listed in the scope below.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion?
We have gone through what's referred to as a qualifications-based selection process to select the firm of EMH&T for what we call a general engineering services agreement. From time to time, things come up throughout the year that we need to react quickly to. This agreement allows us to basically work out a fee quickly with the consultant to assist us with various things, including studies, bridge inspections. Recently, you may recall the Klondike Road large culvert we did. That was actually an emergency contract we did, and that probably saved us about 3 months of having to go through a standalone qualification-based selection process by having a firm on board already. And so we are proposing to go into contract with EMH&T for the next 2 years. Again, we don't have any specific projects noted for this contract, but they would be basically available to us, and if the need arises, we'll go to them, negotiate a scope and fee for the particular task order we need them for, and proceed that way.
So not routine selective projects?
That's correct. There's no specific project for this, but basically on standby to have.
Any other questions or comments?
Have we taken this approach in past years?
We have actually, probably for the last 7 or 8 years, we've done
Okay, I thought
very
we
similar, yeah.
How much have we used these firms that we've contracted with?
I would say anywhere from, we've used maybe 50% of the contract to the entire contract, just depending on what year it was and what came up during that time frame.
Other questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-551. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-552, in the matter of approving contracts of sale and purchase for Dale R. Fry, Mark S. and Cynthia B. Dimmick, and Beverly A. Wickline, and a bill of sale for Prestwick Commons for the project known as Dell CR 14-1.23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
These are all necessary right-of-way parcels for the East Powell Road improvements, and recommending your approval.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-552. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-553, in the matter of declaring a necessity for improvements to Salisbury Drive and Liberty Road and improving a professional services agreement with 2LMN Incorporated for the project known as Dell CR 9-00.00 Salisbury and Liberty Roundabout.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
This is a new project we are proposing to initiate. This is located at the intersection of Liberty and Salisbury Drive, which is south of Powell, just north of the Franklin County line. And so we are proposing, we've done some preliminary study in-house with our own staff, and we think that a single-lane roundabout would work well at this intersection. As you know, Liberty Road is a pretty busy road, and it's difficult to make turns on and off of Salisbury Drive. Just to the north of this intersection, about a quarter mile, is the Jewett Road and Liberty Road intersection, which, as you know, we'll be putting in a roundabout there. And so basically by doing that, by doing this project, the two major intersections in that area will have roundabouts, and we think that will provide for better traffic flow. And secondly, this project would include a sidewalk connection from, I believe it's Liberty Dale subdivision on the east side of Liberty Road to up to Salisbury Drive, and connecting with the rest of the Liberty Township Park system, trail system, I should say. So we're estimating the total cost of this project at about $1.6 million. We're still probably at least 4 years away from construction. Again, just getting started with this. 2LMN is a firm we have not worked with yet, but they come with good recommendation. We have selected them through a qualification-based selection process, and we feel confident we'll be able to end up with a good design on this project and move forward.
Questions or comments?
Yeah, where exactly is this? Is it north or south of the railroad crossing?
South of the railroad, just a few hundred feet north of the county line, the Franklin County line. The the church is there's a, I don't remember what Catholic church that is. There's a church right at the
St. Joan of Arc.
Thank you.
We had a ditch petition there not all that long ago in the off, but on the east side of the road where the,
Okay, well, you've answered my other questions. So.
Okay.
All I got.
No other questions? Vote?
vote on motion 18-553. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Hey, Rob, while you're here,
Sure.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but we got a question about the Jewett Road and 315 intersection, and just what the plans are for that intersection. So I'm curious. That's That's one I've had a question about for some time, so.
Sure. So we have had a number of conversations with Liberty Township regarding how to manage the traffic when the Liberty and Jewett Road intersection is closed, because all of the local traffic will need to go east to Route 315. We've actually recently done some traffic counts, and we're actually compiling that data today. Based on just the preliminary look at the traffic numbers, because there will basically, once Jewett Road is closed at Liberty Road, no traffic can, I'll say cut through, even though that's not the right word, but no through traffic can use Jewett Road to cut through to Powell. And so even if all the neighborhood traffic, even with all the neighborhood traffic going to Route 315, there will actually be a lot less traffic at that intersection. So we would expect the wait times actually to drop quite a bit. I've been through there a number of times when you have to wait behind 8, 10, 12 cars because one car is trying to turn left, everyone else wants to turn right. We expect that to improve once Jewett Road is closed because, again, no through traffic can use it. It'll just be the local traffic using the road. So that said, we are going to continue to monitor that intersection throughout the beginning of the construction period. If there are issues, we can always get with the sheriff's office, and we've already talked to the sheriff's office about potentially providing uniformed officer for traffic control at the peak periods.
Okay. So how long will the construction be? How long will Jewett Road be closed at Liberty Road?
Start to finish, just under 3 months.
Okay.
We'll get started, I believe 2 weeks from today is the scheduled start date.
Okay. Any plans to rework the Jewett and 315 intersection after this is done?
Right. We've had some conversations with ODOT. That is an ODOT maintained intersection and intersecting a township road, so we don't necessarily have any county road infrastructure there, but we haven't had a number of conversations with ODOT. Frankly, it's a very difficult intersection to
Especially
deal
to
with.
make a left onto 315.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. There's no one solution. ODOT has looked at a traffic signal, looked at turn lanes, looked at a roundabout. There's no one solution that solves every problem. And so just like everything else, we try to pick the low-hanging fruit first. That is not low-hanging fruit. So I think the conversations will continue, knowing that kind of everything around there has been improved, the Powell Road and 750 intersection, now the Liberty and Jewett intersection, and I think it's time to start focusing on that.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob.
Item number 17, resolution number 18-554, in the matter of approving a supplemental appropriation.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion.
Good morning, Cy Kelly, Deputy Administrator. This is for the construction of the Havens 503 ditch that was approved by the board, and I recommend your approval.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-554. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
That brings us to administrative reports. Mr. Farmer?
Commissioners, I had the chance to meet with Jenna Hicks on Friday with DKMM, and it was a really good meeting because I was able to understand, some of the programmatic needs that DKMM has and what they would be looking for in Delaware County in the future. And as we explore the solid waste transfer station, seeing how we might be able to couple the efforts together and maybe even get some revenue or be able to utilize, what they're looking to do expansion-wise. So I thought it was a very good meeting, and I'll keep you updated as we get a little further into our master plan, so.
Thanks for meeting with her. Never thought of having you meet with her, so.
Yeah, no, it's, their goals are a little different than what we're doing with the solid waste, it's to reduce waste, through recycling and other products. But we had some good dialogue about some of their, the hazardous waste drop-offs and things like that, and maybe some of our wastewater treatment facilities, we could look at you know, those being places to do those collection pieces and things like that. So it's a good dialogue, so.
Is there anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Commissioner Lewis.
Okay, well, let's see. I'll start with the fact that the Indian ambassador to the United States was in Delaware County last Thursday evening, and I went to a community reception for him. By community reception, there were about 250 people there. So it was really interesting. The ambassador gave kind of an overview of relations between India and the United States, which are very good. And then several people were introduced, local businesses, mainly a lot of Indian interest in the ambassador, of course, and so many Indian businesses were there and very proud. The businesses and people who attended were very proud of not only their Indian heritage, but the fact that they are U.S. citizens predominantly and very much a part of our community. So, it extended more, not just Delaware County, but there were also some Franklin County people here too. But it was very interesting. And then we had our Stepping Up Executive Planning Team quarterly meeting and got some updates there. There are now 72 members representing 42 different entities just in Delaware County working on Stepping Up. The executive planning team, we're about at least 20 or 25 people, including our county prosecutor, and Denny Schooley from Data was there. And we had some updates, and Data is now undergoing, and we knew this, but a strategic planning sessions that are being led by Mid-Ohio Regional Planning. And Denny reported that they're looking at diverse services rather than just the traditional services, and that they're trying to become more customer-oriented. And so I think they're getting some good guidance from the MORPC, on that, and the facilitator. So that was good news. A lot of progress really being made. There are now 60 hours of programming in our jail to help the inmates there, and a lot of mental health and substance abuse screening that's taking place in the jail. We, Delaware County, were selected for a Stepping Up Ohio Technical Assistance Grant because, as Cassie said, we're leading in innovation and innovative programs under Stepping Up in the county. We're looking at a facility-based crisis center, which would really fill a need here when someone is in a mental health crisis. You know, where does this person go? So often now it's either going to be the hospital or jail, and if there's a corrections component to that. There are 41 counties in Ohio right now on Stepping Up. So that's it. But good meeting.
Very good. Good. Mr. Benton.
Yeah, just a few things. Went to the Central Ohio Youth Center annual meeting and regular quarterly board meeting on Thursday afternoon, and I want to thank Commissioner Merrill for driving all the way over to Marysville for a 2-minute annual meeting.
Gee.
And his presence was appreciated, even if it wasn't lengthy.
I know the quorum's important. So.
Yeah. And everything's fine there. They're doing well, good leadership. So things are good there. Went to the Willowbrook grand opening celebration of their new wing. And it's an interesting mix of transitional housing, where they have people between independent living and assisted living. So they've got a different category of housing there for people who need a little bit of help, but not the full work of assisted living. So, again, great facility, great community partner, and they just continue to do very good things with their facilities and their programs. Let's see, went to the EMS annual awards ceremony yesterday, and they handed out awards for various categories of people who have done really good things for EMS. The highlight of the evening was the External Department Award, which went to Westerville Fire Department and Police Department for their handling of the very unfortunate killings of a couple of their officers there. And that was very, very touching, very moving, and the people were very appreciative of everything that they did. We've got Kroger Maxtown grand reopening ceremony this Wednesday. I'll be going to that. That's over off at Route 3 and Maxtown Road. And so it's good to see Kroger investing in our community. And lastly, just wanted to mention that I'm wearing my Bulldog tie in honor of the Georgia Bulldogs, who made the Sweet 16 of the ladies softball tournament. And just no other team of consequence made the tournament, so we'll just leave it there. That's all I got.
You know,
Here we go.
he said that only to get a reaction out of me. The consecutive national championships are owned by the University of Oklahoma, 3 out of the last 5 in addition to that. And if they can win this year, they're the 4th seed. If they win this year, they will be only the 2nd team in history to win 3 consecutive national championships, they and UCLA. But it is it's an interesting tournament, and I wish Georgia the best. If they can finish 2nd, I think it'd be fantastic. I have a couple other things. I'll make this pretty quick. We had our CCO board meeting Friday, and in fact, I went to another room to do an interview for the jail that
Yes.
you may have seen that. And
Good.
we had to move inside because of the rain, and CCO was very cooperative in that, and the young lady did a great job, I thought. I thought they went
Went very
very
well.
well. I thought it was well done.
Yes.
And she was up here Friday afternoon to actually do the tour. One of the things they discussed was the 2 candidates for governorship. They're trying to get set up to make, I think, present to the CCO board, which I think is a good plan because they need to understand the needs of the counties, which I think sometimes have been not understood. And so they don't have a date for that yet because it's going to be within the calendar of the 2 candidates. And theoretically, you'd like to have them on the same day if you can. Regional Planning Executive is Wednesday. I'll be at that. You made a comment about the Indian community. I had an opportunity to talk to a member of the community about 2 weeks ago, and the conversation had to do with how do they get more involved in our county. And there are a lot of really outstanding people in the Indian community, which you, I'm sure, observed in your meeting. I wasn't able to go to that. I had a conflict, but and they're such great citizens, and they're quietly live in our county, and they quietly do a lot of really good things, and they contribute a lot to our county. A lot of businesses are owned and run by them, and so I'm glad you were able to go, and
Yes.
I think we need to encourage them to get more involved in our community and in some of our
Right.
boards, et cetera, because, and many of them are not citizens of our country because of immigration laws that I think have been made worse by the southern immigration. I think you get a stereotype that affects all immigrants, and that's unfortunate, but it's something that hopefully will get resolved over the next couple of years. I went to the Arts Festival on Saturday. It was well attended. The rains came and kind of, the crowd dissipated, but did you make it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very well attended.
It was a crowd until the rains came.
Yeah,
So,
and
I
then
don't
they
know when you were there.
Then they come back, and
Yeah.
so it was very nicely done.
Very, very well attended. And the only other thing is I always want to clarify something. There is no question in my mind that in the 88 counties, there is not 2 clerks that are better at what they do than our 2 clerks. So when one of them makes a mistake, it's so unique, it brings extra attention to it. And so the smiles are really smiles of respect, because we could not have two better people working on our behalf. And I think the other two commissioners would agree
Boy,
with
I
me
know,
on that.
we flub up all the time.
Yeah.
They never.
Well, speak for yourself.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, they catch us.
Yes, and they
Yeah.
take care of us.
Right.
yes, they do.
And they hide our mistakes, we publicize theirs, right? So with that, I believe we have need for
We
executive session.
do, thank you. Resolution number 18-555, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of employment compensation of a public employer, a public official, and for collective bargaining.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion, vote?
Vote on motion 18-555. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
With that, we are now in executive session.
Resolution number 18-555, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion, vote?
Vote on motion 18-555. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye. With that, we are now in recess until 1:30 this afternoon.
I'd like to reconvene the May 21st session of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners.
We have a resolution to go into executive session. Resolution number 18-556, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment of public employee or public official.
So moved.
Second. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-556. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill is absent. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. And the time is now 1:33.
Alrighty. Resolution number 18-558, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second. Discussion. Oh, sorry. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-558. Mr. Merrill is absent. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We are adjourned.